Sometimes the question is not, am I doing enough? Sometimes the better question is, do I even realize what I'm built to do? Because some men can do in a day what most people would need a week to do, and still go to sleep feeling like they should have done more. That is exhausting. Welcome to Exhausted Dad Show, documentaries for men running on empty who still want to become better men. Real research, real perspective. One thing to do today or tomorrow. Tonight, you're built for this. Let's say this clearly. What was forged in survival may still be a gift. Just because it came through pain does not make the ability itself worthless. Psychology has language for this. The American Psychological Association defines post-traumatic growth as positive psychological change that can come from directly engaging with profoundly challenging situations and life crises. So, no, hard things do not only damage a person. Sometimes hard things build something too. Speed, endurance, resourcefulness, decisiveness. The ability to walk into chaos and still figure it out. That matters. Because a lot of men were raised around people who made impossible things happen. Not because life was easy, because life gave them no other choice. Maybe that was your grandfather. Maybe that was your father. Maybe that was your mother. Maybe that was you. Maybe somewhere along the way, life forced you to become the kind of person who could move fast, solve problems, and make something happen under pressure. And if that's true, then hear this. That is not nothing. That is a gift. A lot of families celebrate hustle because hustle helped them survive. A lot of families celebrate getting it done because getting it done kept the lights on. A lot of men learned how to carry more because they came from people who had no choice but to carry more. That is real, and it can produce something powerful. But here is the other side of it. A gift still needs stewardship, because the same thing that makes you exceptional can wear you down if you never learn how to reset. Stress is not always bad in the short term. APA says stress can be brief, situational, and even a positive force that motivates performance. But APA also says that when stress goes on too long, it becomes chronic stress, and chronic stress negatively affects health and well-being. That is the danger, not the gift itself. The danger is when the gift starts acting like the emergency never ended. When you never feel safe unless you are producing. When you never feel calm unless you are solving something. When you finish a huge day and still cannot rest because your body says, do more. That is where power starts turning into punishment. And that is why this episode is not about shaming your drive. It is about teaching you how to hold it. What was forged in survival may still be a gift. You just have to learn how to use that fire without letting it burn you. That is the stewardship question, not, do I have a gift, but am I using it wisely? Because if you can build, solve, adjust, and move under pressure, that is power. But a car with no brakes is a death trap. And a high performer with no reset is going to wear himself out. The Bible has language for stewardship too. In Matthew 25, the servants are entrusted with something valuable, and the issue becomes what they do with what they were given. That fits here, because your speed is not random, your capacity is not random, your fire is not random. The question is whether you are wielding it or whether it is wielding you. A lot of high performers do not realize their baseline is already exceptional. They think their minimum is normal. They think the thing they just did is no big deal. They think anybody could do that. No, everybody could not do that, and that matters. Because you should not spend your whole life beating yourself up for not doing more when your regular output is already beyond what most people can sustain. You should celebrate who you are. Celebrate the fact that when things get hard, you move. Celebrate the fact that when the room changes, you adjust. Celebrate the fact that when life demands more, you often find another gear. That is power. That is why this episode is not stop being who you are. It is honor the gift and learn how to hold it. Because yes, you were built to handle hard things, but that does not mean you have to prove it every night. That brings us to the one thing to do today. Today's move, name the gift. Before bed, say out loud, I am built to handle hard things. Tonight I do not need to prove it again. Then take 10 slow, deep breaths. APA recommends slowed breathing and relaxation tools as a quick way to reduce physiological arousal. APA's stress tools specifically say to slowly breathe in for 4, hold for 4, and breathe out for 6, repeating that 10 times. Because slowing the breath helps the body recalibrate and lowers physiological arousal. That is one way to help reset your nervous system after a day of producing, or after a day when your mind is trying to run away with you. Say it slowly, breathe slowly, let your body know the work is over for today. Because some men do not need another push. They need permission to stop turning their gift into another form of punishment. So, hear this clearly. What was forged in survival may still be a gift. You just have to learn how to use that fire without letting it burn you. You are built for this. Now learn how to wield it. Subscribe to Exhausted Dad Show for more real research, real perspective, and one thing to do today or tomorrow.